Hello world. Today, Akadaka. As it's pronounced in
Australia. Yeah.
Our last Australian band, Men at Work and AC/DC. Oh, they just have so much in common, don't
Yep. They do.
they? They actually started...
One's from down under. The other one are going under. Highway to hell.
Like, yeah, there you go. Okay, that's going under.
Down under.
They want to go down under.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, some interesting things. Okay, recent tie, Chris Slade. Welcome back, Chris Slade. He's the drummer who was in The Firm,
Okay.
and so he was on AC/DC's album. One album
He
that had Thunderstruck on.
but
it.
wasn't he like fired and rehired a couple times? I thought.
Yeah, he's been on tour with them because their
Yeah.
other drummer had issues or something like that. Yeah. So, I think the well-known thing about AC/DC, and you mentioned this last week, we were given hints galore,
Right.
trying to figure out whether people actually liked Bon Scott's era, which didn't last that long. It was like 6 albums, and pretty much 6 years, and then everything since has been Brian Williams. There's a lot of Brian Williams out there.
Yeah, I think Brian Williams has more of the famous songs. I think.
He does.
Well, honestly, now I said last week, I thought, and I heard this. I heard that he was trying to imitate Bon Scott, but then I read Wikipedia. That's the opposite. That they were looking for a singer who didn't
want.
imitate.
And I used to think they sounded similar, but if you really listen to them, they don't sound alike.
Yeah.
Brian Williams, he strains his voice. It's amazing he's still going.
Yeah. Well,
Unless he sounds like that.
He had to retire. I don't know if he. Because people have speculated they've seen him out and they're like, oh, they're back together. But he was told to retire because he was in danger of losing his hearing.
A hearing, not the vocals.
Yeah, which is amazing if vocals weren't strained, right?
Right. But I didn't really like AC/DC back then when we were growing up. The first time I really liked them was when Maximum Overdrive came out.
We were fans of that movie. It played on the cable all the
Yeah,
time.
and everybody hates that movie. It's a Stephen King's one directorial effort. And I'm here to scare you, he said. And it's not scary.
No,
But it's
funny in
got fun.
parts, like the cans.
Yeah, at the
They're
beginning.
coming out of the pop machine. The one hit the guy in the head first, and then
Right.
he's right, shooting him I don't even know if a vending machine, if it has that capability of shooting a can like that.
I doubt it. Yeah, I think it was hitting some of the kids who were in the outfield. But it's just the beginning scene where it shows all the electronic things coming to life.
Yeah.
It's cool watching the mower go down the road by itself. So underrated movie, and it was even redone with that 30-something guy.
And the Green Goblin truck.
The main truck, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously made for the movie because you never see a truck with a Green Goblin face on it anywhere.
Actually, there are some unusual trucks out there.
Right.
Maybe it's illegal nowadays to do that.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, there's the hot dog truck, the Oscar Mayer Wiener truck.
You know what
Really
you're more likely to see is shapes like that on hot air balloons.
Yeah. What would be more scary though, if the Green Goblin truck was behind you, or the dual truck was behind you?
What if the Green Goblin face was on the dual
Oh
truck?
yeah. Or would you be more afraid of being followed by the car?
Which we mentioned last week. By the way, there is a tie into AC/DC and who we did last week, Supertramp.
Okay.
Small. It's like one of those you really have to do the Kevin Bacon thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so last week, I can't remember mentioning, but Kate Murtaugh we mentioned. She's the lady who did the Statue of Liberty on The Breakfast in America.
Oh, okay.
She was in Total Recall,
And,
which is an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
And ACDC is Big Guns from Last Action Hero.
There you go. So Arnold, you're our tie-in to
Yeah.
these two groups.
Yeah. Their latest movie was Iron Man 2, which Shoot to Thrill is on, but I don't believe that was. It was on a previous album. In fact,
Right. Was it on the radio? Maybe it was on the radio.
It's on the radio now. That's
Okay.
the thing. You hear it a lot now. Same like I told you.
Did they do the whole soundtrack?
Of Iron Man 2?
Yes.
No idea.
Okay. They could have. I mean, they're
Or every song could have been something that was previously released. That's possible too.
now. Would you get Back in Black or Who Made Who? I'm gonna guess those are your two choices.
Right.
You can have a compilation.
Because Highway to Hell only really has two songs
Yeah,
that
pretty
are.
much.
Yeah. So.
And their reemergence with the Thunderstruck album only has really
Two Money Talks and Thunderstruck, right? And that was
So-
called The Razor's Edge.
Right. So Back in Black.
I would get Back in Black.
I would probably do Who Made Who because that movie's why I like it. And it has a compilation. It has at least 4 hits, so it's just different. Now, Back in Black, however, is the second biggest selling album
For that year.
of all time.
Oh, of all time. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's the biggest that year. I mentioned that.
Okay.
1980's best-selling album, Back in Black. But Thriller is still the only one that sold more
Okay.
than Back in Black, which amazes me. Obviously, it's the #1 selling in Australia,
Yeah.
I would assume.
So a lot of crazy, weird songs at the beginning of their career, right?
They bring back bagpipes. Yeah,
They have a high voltage, but they also have TNT, and I understand high voltage because AC/DC, yeah, and they have the lightning, the Harry Potter
which
symbol.
I tried putting on there.
the Harry Potter symbol in between. And I guess that's why somebody read that and they're like, oh, good name. So that's why they picked that. But his death then.
Alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, they went drinking. A band member also was in the car. They pulled in the driveway.
And he couldn't get him out of the
He
vehicle.
might have already been dead. We
Could
don't
have
really know. But
if he
goes,
wasn't-
I'll let him sleep it off
Right.
in the car. And he went, and then, the next day.
Now,
took
if he
him to
was
the
still
hospital.
alive,
Yeah.
that was a dumb choice if he was still alive.
Yeah, could have taken him to the hospital and got him treatment.
But yeah, so after that, however, very interesting. Did you see who else was in the running to be the lead singer?
Axl Rose?
Well, no,
Oh.
he's gone on the road with AC/DC when he had to quit for a little bit.
Right.
No, this guy,
Slade.
the guy from Slade,
Okay.
Noddy Holder.
Run away.
Yes, and they originally came up with "Come On, Feel the Noise" before Quiet Riot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that guy was in the running. I cannot see him in AC/DC.
No, in fact, I wanted to introduce this video as saying, today we're doing Guns N' Roses, and then I put it because I forgot. Anywho.
So, 2 brothers started. So Angus and Malcolm.
Young.
Those are some nice names. Nice parents.
And Malcolm has passed away since.
He had dementia, and he was only like 60 years old or something like that. But yeah, he's since passed away. Neat seeing them though. In those, did you watch some of the videos?
Yeah, and so Angus always wears a schoolboy uniform.
Right.
I tried some other things beforehand, like the Superman costume, and I can't remember what the other two were. There was 2 other costumes.
Right.
Before he picked
Zorro
that.
was one.
Okay, but unique but when I watched the video, I thought I saw him without his hat, and I'm like, I realized
You did. It blew,
twin brother. Yeah.
well, it blew off his head. No, when he was in the
No, but there was when they were both on the same time, and I'm like,
Okay.
and I didn't realize he had a brother that was.
Well, the song "It's a Long Way to the Top." Something about rock and roll in parentheses.
If you want to rock and roll.
Yes, so they're in the back of a truck, like going down like sort of like a parade, and they got 3 bagpipe guys in the
Okay.
back truck with them. That is a very simple song to play. You watch them, and they're like, drummer's not doing anything fancy, but yeah, Angus's hat blew off.
If you listen to their basic, his basic guitar rhythm is, except for when he goes into the solos, but when his basic guitar rhythms are pretty simple. Yeah. You know, it's like
Yeah, he just comes up with a unique rhythm.
yeah, it's really simple.
So yeah. See, but I'm just saying, when you look at that, watch that first video, it's amazing to see him so young.
And being drummers, we'd probably feel it was boring to play the drum because it's
Maybe.
like,
Or
that's pretty much their drum part.
or if you're like us and you're like, don't give me anything complicated.
No, we would want it to be simple, yeah, so we don't mess up.
Right. But I think he's so old right now. He needs to retire the schoolboy outfit because it doesn't look. It's like Madonna out on the road. She needs to retire. He needs to quit doing that because it doesn't go with an 80-year-old man.
You see in the latest video of Madonna where she said, "Why are you sitting?"
Yes,
somebody in a wheelchair.
Don't be stupid when you're older either. All right, so yes, Brian Williams. It seems like Bon Scott actually knew him.
Yeah, he said Bon Scott was a fan.
Interesting, because I didn't recognize any of the names of the people he was with before. None of those bands are famous, but yeah, so even though Noddy Holder was up for it, I think somebody else famous might have been up for it, but yeah, so he gets it. Good choice, though. Nobody else sings like that. You can't call it a falsetto voice. It's like going, screech in your screechiest voice. I'll sing every song like that. But yeah, he's got, and you know, here's about Angus. You know, we've talked about famous moves by people, like when we did The Who. Roger Daltrey was like famous for doing the microphone thing.
Okay.
Angus Young has a unique way, and he applies it to like every song. With, you know, he'll do this.
His duck walk,
And his duck walk too, with the one leg.
Yeah.
Nobody else does that. So at least there are unique things about him. But
Yeah.
how can you keep doing that?
But
for a
Brian
whole
Johnson
concert?
and Angus, he probably has flip problems, right? Brian Johnson always wears that like beret too, doesn't he?
Yes.
So they both wear hats.
Yeah. So I don't know. There was a whole lot, unique stuff about them. You know, they've had problems. They got kicked off of a tour once. They look like a band that would brawl.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they did or not, but yeah. So were you a huge AC/DC fan?
I like their music, but no.
It is another band I remember when we were riding the bus to school. Somebody was playing Back in Black in the back of the bus. So we do have that. So, all right, might as well get to our top 10.
Okay.
So, honorable mentions are kind of unique. All right, so 2 each. And both of yours are the Bon Scott songs
Okay.
that didn't make
Again,
our list.
I just said earlier, I kind of like Brian's songs better. So if Bon Scott's are the ones there it goes.
But yet, TNT and Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap. 4 D's and a C. So, and which, by the way, that song was remade by Joan Jett. She just calls hers Dirty Deeds, though. But TNT, that's a hard listen. Hoy! 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 And then when he says TNT, it's like he's got that evil voice. TNT! Can't put that in my top 10, sorry. All right, my 2 are the Last Action Hero song, Big Gun, and Heat Seeker.
Man, last time we mentioned Last Action Hero was Def Leppard. Well, that was like a while ago.
Wow, the 2 steps behind.
Yeah, because Def Leppard was like, what, our 5th band?
Fourth.
Fourth band that we did?
That's how far back it was.
So, yeah, 2 steps behind. That's the
Okay.
last time we mentioned
Yeah.
classics.
So, but Heat Seeker would be my other one. I can't remember what album that was off of, but before their comeback, pretty fast song for them. All right, so those are my two, both Brian Williams era. But number 10 does belong to Bon Scott, and I tried to mention this. It's a song that brings back the bagpipes. By the way, you mentioned I think in our one hit wonder video or prior to that, in a big country. What's going on?
That's Dexter's hand.
Floating between us. All right, so in a big country, sounds like bagpipes. It's
Yeah.
not. It's guitars.
Oh, okay.
They tuned their guitar to sound like bagpipes. I watched the whole video. No bagpipes, but it sounds like bagpipes.
So I just watched Jerry Rafferty's Baker Street Live.
Okay.
And that before
Right.
the saxophone, that's he's playing on the keyboard. So it's kind of like, so yeah, you can make any instrument that sounds like something else.
Evil Woman. It's a keyboard, and I didn't know
Alright.
that before that.
I already thought it was a guitar.
Yes.
Okay.
But so honestly, this would be number 2 song. You're the Voice. This is the main one for bagpipes. And now we got, and both Australian. He was Australian too.
Okay.
John Farnham. So it's a long way to the top. And Bon Scott did know how to play bagpipes. So that's why they're included. Alright, so that's number 10. Both of us have that.
This
that 10.
when I first I hear this song now. I don't recall hearing it ever before. Nowadays, I hear it on the classic stations. So, did you ever hear it when you were young?
I may have, I can't remember.
Yeah, but it's funny because they were not on top yet. So this was like their first album, wasn't it? I think it was their first big album with this hit. They had the High Voltage, which had nothing, and then their first album, Dirty Under Cheap, I think was their first album, and then High Voltage again. But not the same album. It was a different album.
Yeah.
So, but this was on one of those albums, and they were not big yet.
Nope, because it's a long way to the top.
Yeah, but you didn't think that's something somebody says when they're at
Right,
the
it
top.
took a long time to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so by the way, do you happen to remember what the last song of AC/DC you heard on the radio? Because they actually do play quite a bit.
The last hit they had, you mean? Because I mean, I just heard
No,
it last week.
no, I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. What song did you just hear last week?
It'd be on the classic radio. That's what
Yes.
I'm saying.
Yes. Well, what song was it?
I hear all of them all the time.
Last
I mean,
week I just heard "Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution."
Yeah, right. I hear that. I hear Have a Drink on Me, Girls Got Rhythm. I hear all those songs. There are AC/DC songs you never hear. Like Who Made Who is rare to hear.
No, you don't hear that.
You don't ever hear that. But Highway to Hell, you hear that all the time.
Yeah.
I hear Back in Black all the time.
So this is
Thunderstruck.
This is one of those bands that does get all their music.
Yeah,
played,
pretty much.
All right.
TNT, I hear TNT all the time.
Yeah, which you shouldn't. Like I just said. Okay, number 9.
But you want to know their last hit that they had.
No, I was talking about this,
okay.
the last song you heard.
Okay, so you just wanted to know. You hear them all the time. But
Yes.
yes, I do.
Okay, so number 9, our first mention of Back in Black, and that is "Have a Drink on Me." And this would be the only song on our list from AC/DC that was not released as a single, yet it's played all the time. I put this at 11, you put it at 9. So I actually went through most of the early stuff, and I'm like, I gotta listen to everything on the albums because I know they have hits that were never released.
Have a drink on me. I'm like, there, it's on you now.
Yeah.
I don't know what you meant.
Luckily, people don't take it that way.
No, but if they say have a drink on me, I'd be like, I want to make sure you're paying. If you say that,
Yeah, is
you
that what
could leave and then like, you didn't pay. You have to pay. Like,
Right. He's paying. Where'd he go? It's like, hey, get that guy for me. And you tap him on the shoulder. He looks. He's like, there's nobody there. It's a joke.
the best free drink joke from a movie was Muppet movie.
What'd he say?
Drinks around the house. Everybody ran upstairs. Because they took it literally.
Okay, it's been a while since I watched it.
Yeah.
Okay, number 8. By the way, I had it at 11, you had it at 9. I think I've already said that. Number 8 is For Those About to Rock, We Salute You. Come from the same album.
Yeah,
title.
their album is Canon, as on the front cover.
Yeah. I have this at 4, you have it at 12. And it's actually an interesting
And they
song.
had a 21 gun salute in there.
Do they? In
I
the
think
song?
I think he even says
Okay.
21 gun salute in one of the lyrics.
Now, I have it at 4. I like this song a lot. You have it outside at 12. But if listen to that. I wonder if they do it because that's how it rhymes better. For those about to rock, we salute you. It's not for those rocking. If you're about to rock, we salute you. Once you start rocking, no more salutes. All right, number 7, coming from the Razor's Edge, Money Talks. That's one word.
One word, not split.
Which is weird. I have this as 13. You have it at 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, money. I know. Is the song? Did you mention Chris? What's his face? From The Fifth Element, the black guy.
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker. He was in a movie with Charlie Sheen called Money Talks.
Okay.
Right.
Never seen it.
I did. That's where I first heard the thing. Oh, she's fat, and it was PHAT.
Oh, yeah.
Good for that movie. All right. Yes.
I've heard there was a saying I heard in college. It wasn't that Money Talks. Is that love makes the world go round, but money greases the wheels.
There's an episode of SpongeBob
Okay.
where Mr. Krabs wishes that he could hear money talk.
Oh, and it starts to happen.
It does, and every single time he gets money, all they say is spend us, because that's their purpose in life. And so he doesn't like that. He wants to keep it. All right, number 6. You never thought you'd hear SpongeBob.
If money talk, I was gonna say, if money talks, what does it say? That would be what it says.
Okay, number 6, coming from Highway to Hell. We mentioned there's limited songs on the album, so it's Highway to Hell. The only song from that album. So most of these albums only have one on our list. I had this at 7. You had it at 5. This is one of those songs. They try to make it sound peppy, right?
Right. Well, they
Did you
try
listen to the message?
They're like, most people are like, yeah, you've heard people ever
Yes.
say, yeah, I'm going to hell, I'll party.
That's what apparently that's what this song is about.
Right,
They
yeah.
think it's all going to be one giant party down
Right.
there. But no, it's going to be more like Paul Rogers.
Yeah. The
Your
only
soul's on
thing we
fire.
really know for sure is what they used to pave the highway to hell.
What's that?
Good intentions.
Maybe.
Isn't that the saying?
Yes, that is the
The
same.
highway to hell is paved with good intentions.
Okay. Number 5. Keeping on that theme.
Those bells, I
Coming
would guess.
from Back in Black, it's Hell's Bells. And yes, I have this as my top song, again,
Right.
because it was in Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah, and I like the beginning because it has that
Chimes. A new instrument for our songs that
Yeah.
we're listing. Now this was 1980 again, so the 80s they used every instrument out there.
slower song.
Right.
Is it different? Not a simplistic.
No, and it's a building up because it does get the bring in first the chimes, then whatever that guitar is, then the bass drum.
Right.
Ba-da-da, then they have the rest of the drums. Yeah, so it's an increase in music as the song goes. Now, yeah, is that Hell's Bells? See,
Is that doctrinally something? Do they have bells in?
yeah. So yeah, when you hear a real the jingly bells,
Right. An angel gets his wings. Right.
We hear chimes.
What does it mean? I don't know.
I don't know. Somebody's soul gets eaten. I don't know. So you got heaven's bells and hell's bells. It's like they were doing a draft. Which bell do you want? We get chimes. Number 4, coming from the Maximum Overdrive soundtrack, to keep on that theme, Who Made Who? From Who Made Who?
Right, this is a chicken and versus the egg situation.
Which came first?
Which came first? I think.
The chicken or the egg?
Right. The chicken, obviously, if you believe the Bible.
Yes, because now would that be weird? If you read the Bible and the Genesis accounts, as God
There's an egg. God makes an egg.
creates eggs, and then we wait for what pops out of it. So no, He created the actual animals. Yeah. So, but that's not really a who. That's a what.
No, the theme is, but the theme for the song theme is about like the movie, because I believe in, didn't like somebody in the movie say to the trucks, "We made you," or something like that.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yes.
Now, when it's again, trucks aren't a who.
Oh yeah. That's
So
true.
technically, the song is wrong.
Well, they became sentient, so.
Yes. So it's like a Frankenstein theme. Now, if you had had a guy at the beginning building a truck, and then they came to life, that'd be one thing. Okay. Number 3, coming from the Razor's Edge. So we have an album that has 2 songs other than Back in Black. That's be the Razor's Edge, and this would be Thunderstruck. You have this at 3, and I have it at 6. And I'm going to tell you this: if you haven't seen it, check out the guys that you showed me.
The 2 cellos.
2 cellos playing Thunderstruck on their cellos.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it uses Thunderstruck in a opera type setting. which
Yeah,
is-
but and then also don't they're like playing like it was like way back when.
They're like Mozart.
Yeah, because everybody's wearing. Well, I thought everybody's wearing like top hats and top coats. And
Oh, were
stuff
they?
like
Oh,
that.
okay.
And
It's a while since I saw that.
yeah, and frilly dresses too. Yeah,
Do they still do videos?
probably? But that's all they do is the 2 cellos. They're always playing famous hits.
Right. And they have good interviews too.
But I'm gonna say Thunderstruck was probably their first one that went viral,
Was it?
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Well, it's a good guitar part. I mean, is that his fastest guitar playing?
He's not playing that fast.
It just sounds fast.
Yeah, because what he's really doing is, but he's hammering it, so it sounds like it's doubling the sound based on him hammering it, and you hear the bounce.
Okay.
So that's what it is. It's weird.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You played guitar.
But
did you do it?
I saw somebody. I was at a friend's house, and a guy picked up a guitar and started doing it, and I'm
Okay.
like, and he was just doing a dee 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 dee, but you could hear the
Okay.
betweens, so that's what it sounds
So
like.
you lost respect for it. You're like,
No, I
you
just-
do it.
I didn't realize. I really did think he was going diddly lee 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 lee. Yeah, he's not.
Okay.
He's not. So.
Okay. All right. Well, you ruined it for me. Anyways, still a good song. Thunderstruck, but I mean, this would be one of those songs you would want to hear them in concert,
Yeah.
because not only does it have that guitar part, but it's like thunder. And again, Chris Slade's back there going boom boom with the bald head and everything.
You bad do 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 do.
Thunderstruck.
Yeah, he's gonna sing it with no music at all in the background.
And again, just like Who Made Who, you got the setup with all the Angus Youngs. This one shows him in concert. That is a unique stage. Did you see the stage? It's like the Muppet Show. You know, a wall of different levels.
Yeah, yeah.
Right above each other. That's kind of unique. Okay, takes us to number 2. Coming from Back in Black. My number 3, your number 4. You Shook Me All Night Long. Don't do that to a baby. That's shaking baby syndrome. But, Can you do that to an adult? Just all night.
No.
Hey, wake up.
Yeah, then you go to jail.
Like maybe I don't know. The guy should have been like doing that to Bon Scott in the car. Just shake him, keep him awake.
All right. Anyways, well, that's how you get no sleep whatsoever. Quit shaking me! Trying to sleep already. That's how our mom used to wake us up. Get up!
Wasn't all night long. Obviously, that song's not meant.
Yeah, we know what it's talking
It's
about.
a double entendre song. So, all right, number one. You all knew it, and it should be the number one. Coming from Back in Black, it's Back in Black.
Yep.
You're number one, and I say that, but I put it at number two because I do like Hell's Bells first. But yeah, Back in Black. It's probably the only song my son knows from AC/DC.
Okay.
he went to learn guitar. That's the song that
Yeah.
the instructor told him to learn.
Yeah, I would think the song was like, Bon Scott just died and he got a new singer. We're back is kind of what it was announcing. The cover is cool too. Just black with their logo
Yeah.
and the title of the album. That's it.
Yeah. So they weren't wearing black though, right?
No, it's,
And it actually makes it sound like because Bon Scott died, you're supposed to wear black to a funeral.
oh yeah, okay.
So I mean I don't know if that.
But I mean, this album has the most singles that were released of any album, right?
Was Bon Scott starting to sing some of the songs in the midst of it? Because it was released the same year he died. So
I don't recall that. I
don't
think
recall that.
I think Highway to Hell was.
That means when they got a new... He died in 1980, they got a new singer, and they put it out in the same year.
Okay.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and they were thinking about breaking up, but
Yep.
then Bon Scott's parents said he'd want you to go on. So.
Yeah. Yeah, good parents. Anyways, not a huge fan of AC/DC.
Oh, we
obviously.
didn't even mention. So, like,
What?
this band kept going with the new singer. Not the first band though. Like Van Halen.
That's true. That's true. And
Who else?
again,
Journey.
Journey, like you and I would say, they got better. That
Yes.
whether if you're a Bon Scott person, I think you're in the minority probably because most of those people are not alive
Yeah.
anymore.
Unlike the band that we did a few back that got rid of their singer and then tried it on their own, and that was their last album.
Which band?
Jay Giles.
Oh, Jay Giles, yeah. You can't do. Peter Wolf was the lead.
Yeah.
So, but if they were bigger with Bon Scott before he died, that's one thing. I don't think they were huge yet, even when he died. That's my opinion. They weren't up there. And again, Back in Black was their all-time selling, so they just got bigger. All right, so 20 years. Oh, no, we should be done. But 20 years ago, I heard somebody on the radio saying AC/DC is one of the top 10 bands all time. Do you agree with that?
No.
I didn't either.
They're up there.
I didn't either, and I sent him a list of 10 bands right off
Okay.
the top of my head I thought were better. I think he read it, and the band he discounted was the Eagles. I put that in my list.
Okay.
They're not better than the Eagles, or the Eagles weren't better than AC/DC.
It's
Your preference.
It's preference.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we have them in the 90s. So if you want to know who we like better than AC/DC, just look at our previous list of all the bands we've done.
Yeah. So legendary wise, I mean, obviously, if you put AC/DC and Men at Work, you're not going to say Men at Work's better overall in the grand scheme of things because they had a short career.
Yeah.
We like them better. Doesn't
Right.
mean they had a bigger cultural impact,
Yeah.
which I guess is the actual question. Who has a bigger impact? So
Next week is.
we're sticking around the 80s
Well, we went from hard rock
to easy
to
listening.
easy listening. Yes.
The easiest listening, probably. And
That
that's-
we've.
yeah.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Wrong. That's what we're doing. That's the artist.
Oh, yeah.
That's the artist we're doing next.
We're going to go there.
But
in between,
Eric Carmen
just
passed
died.
away.
So we will actually
on-
do him first. I forgot
Yes.
to.
Yeah, so we're gonna do him next week. Probably just do a top 5.
Yeah, he's gonna be our third top 5. We did Meatloaf and Irene Cara. And
He's easy listening to some of his stuff.
He is, yeah. And his career's, he's got a wide. He started on a group called the
Yeah,
Raspberries.
he'd be. I reminds me of like Steven Stills was in like the Hollies, and who was the band he was in before that? Oh, he was in Buffalo Springfield.
The Birds.
Yeah, the Birds. Okay, so I do that. Some band called the Raspberries. I don't know anything. I listened to some of the
I
stuff.
just heard them today, and I'm sure it's only because he just died.
Yeah, and I've listened to their stuff, and I'm like, don't
So,
recognize anything.
We'll,
so.
we'll guarantee you this. No Raspberry songs will be on that top 5.
Yes, this is the Raspberries. Oh yeah, my grandmother used to listen to them.
It was early 70s.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm just saying.
You mistakenly thought we said the Cranberries, and we did not.
No.
It's the Raspberries, wrong fruit. All right, but Eric Carmen next week, followed by Easy Listening. So there's your next 2. See you then. Bye.